So it's been a long time since I've been this interested in a fairly newer project. I say fairly new because the Zebec Network has been around for almost 4 years now. And particularly, we're going to focus on their relationship with our favorite asset, and that's Stellar. Back in 2024, April 8th to be exact, Zebec received a $50K funding grant from the Stellar Development Foundation. With this grant, they developed a platform called WageLink. Now, WageLink is turning the payroll game upside down. They're letting businesses pay their employees faster, and it's cheaper on their end. Now, this is a trend that has been gaining a lot of momentum in recent years, and we've even covered it on the channel as other networks have developed services like this before. We're talking about on-demand payments. As a matter of fact, recently, Daily Pay joined the board of the Hardee's Corporation. This is so they can now start offering on-demand payments to their employees. So if you work for Hardee's, be expecting some changes to your payroll. So with that, definitely falls into the criteria of the assets that we like to cover on this channel. And that's what we're going to focus on in this episode. I'm going to share with you the relationship that Zebec has with Stellar, as well as some additional information that I found to be very interesting about Zebec. So, without further ado, welcome. My name is Wade. You're listening to another edition of the DHN Crypto Podcast. I've been in the space since 2019, and I've researched over 1,000 digital assets. The number one reason I sit here in front of this camera, next to this microphone, at this desk, is to share all of that information with you. All I'm asking in return, you hit that like button. I have a goal. I want to see this channel hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, in return, I got gifts for you. DHN Blockchain Starter Kit. If you're new to the space, in these 3 pages is everything you need to know to get a great jumping point to your crypto journey. Links to the Blockchain Starter Kit will be in the description under this video, as well as the pinned comment. Additionally, you will also get access to the new financial system master sheet. This is a piece that I created that will also help you know where to begin to look when you start getting interested in some of these DLTs, blockchain, new financial system assets. Again, access to the new financial system master sheet and the blockchain starter will be in the link under this video in the description section, as well as in the pinned comment. So, with that out of the way, let's dive into this Zebec network. Like I said, April 8th, under the last solar eclipse that we will have for this generation, Zebec Network received the $50K in funding from the Stellar Development Foundation. And we got the post here. Let's hop over to the terminal. Thrilled to announce they received the Stellar Community Award, formally announced their partnership, and bringing functionality in with WageLink. Now, right away, 2 details that stood out to me. This has a focus towards RWAs, so we can put a pin in that and know that that's where they're aiming. Second, DPIN infrastructure. This is perfect when you're talking payroll, because the on-demand payment thing does have its limitations. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Last detail, Soraban. This incorporates Stellar's signature smart contracts, which is what Soraban is. Already at this point, had me hooked, right? So let's keep going here. I want to say a little over a year later. What's this one? February 20th, 2025. They describe how their partnership with Stellar is crucial as we develop and integrate cross-border remittances into our modern payroll and payments tech stack. By leveraging Circle's and Stellar's networks, we are building integrated rails to make receiving, pay, saving, and sending stablecoins across borders accessible to millions. So again, they're speaking the right language here. Everything sounds great. So I decided to dig a little bit further and pull up that original release from April 8th associated with the funding. And this is when I found perhaps my most favorite detail about this entire thing. It's in this paragraph here. A highlighter doesn't work on this page, not sure why. But this is where the Stellar disbursement platform, talking about WageLink, plays a major role. A major portion of WageLink's customer base will use the USDC Circle stablecoin over blockchain network platforms like the Stellar disbursement platform to receive their early payroll in Stellar wallets. So what we learn through that is Stellar's wallets are a crucial component to Zebec's operation. In the past, Zebec had a particular relationship with Solana, and I believe a lot of these services were attempting to build on Solana first. Obviously, we see how this is going, so they reached out to a faster, more efficient platform that has no downtime, right? So again, after reading that, I was definitely interested. And let me tack this on too as well. WageLink's customer base includes a big contingent of migrant workers who are interested in cross-border remittances and will be the first users of Stellar payments. The card issuer is Santander Bank, and the prepaid card partner is Prepaid Digital Solutions. The cards will be loaded with USDC from a USDC minting account created in association with Circle. The employees, when requested for Earn Wage Access program, will have their payroll fund being converted from US dollars to USDC and sent using Sorban smart contracts cross-border. We have reached such a beautiful place in the blockchain timeline, ladies and gentlemen. This explicitly shows you that not only are they using Stellar's infrastructure directly to build this out, but you got names like Santander involved in the ecosystem. And when it comes to the, what did it say here? Minting account in association with Circle, they're talking about Circle's reserves. Do you know who custodies Circle's reserves? BNY Mellon. Okay? So, all the more reason why, as I'm looking through the Circle Payments Network, I'm looking through the Circle Alliance directory, Zebec pops up after. Look, shout out to so many guys out here in the crypto space. A lot of new crypto guys have come up in the last couple of years. One in particular is Grow Rich, Grow Happy. Brother, I'm watching your product and I like what you're putting out. He has been kicking the Zebec knowledge for about 2 to 3 months now. So I've been kind of just, when I could, taking a listen here and there, liking some things that I heard. There was a relationship apparently forming with World Liberty Financial, right? The relationship that they have with Ondo, that caught my attention. So I'm like, okay, seems pretty interesting. And then on the social side, I'm looking at Zebec and they're really leaning into that America First aspect. This is an American-based company. That's very important. It goes back to the message that I was kicking at the beginning of the year, pre-election. U.S.-based crypto assets are going to have a particular advantage under this new administration. So that's another thing about Zebec that stood out to me. Now, I do want to touch a little bit on this earned wage access. I want to give you an idea, and then we're going to bring it around town here because it has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage, and I know this because I use a payments processor. It's called Stripe. Stripe has a feature where you can receive your payouts every day. In the beginning, I did that. It was pretty cool. Not having an extra, $40, $50 here every day. It helps, right? The problem I kept running into was that I was spending money too quickly. I didn't like that. As opposed to like us YouTubers, we get paid once a month. I can't reveal the date, but we only get paid once a month. Okay. But I like that because it allows you to get an idea, roadmap your money in a sense. So I like that. But at the same time, there's a group of people, probably in the Gen Z category, that would be more interested in getting paid the moment they clock out that day. So with that, you have changes in consumer behavior to consider, which may lengthen the timeline of adoption for this particular use case. At the same time, hold on. What did we discover a few months ago? I put this video at the top of the page because I want as many people to know that there is a US-based blockchain company working in Ukraine right now, and the president of Ukraine is using this blockchain to receive his payroll early. So obviously it works, is what I'm getting at here. Okay? So to see Zebec focused on-demand payments in collaboration with Stellar, who is already doing it, and Circle, who is continually expanding their stablecoin user base. Look, okay? You already know, guys, what I can and cannot say. All right? So I just want you to take a look at the screen. You'll see the price for yourself. I have not seen an asset at this price point with this type of partnership ecosystem. I just haven't seen it. I was going to make a comparison, but I haven't seen it. And then something else that caught my attention was the funding that they got early on. Founded in 2021, attracted $35 million in investments by Circle, Coinbase, Solana Ventures, Breyer Capital, Republic, and Lightspeed Ventures. Now, I'm looking at the markets here. This is on CoinMarketCap, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. Has this been listed on Coinbase yet? Because if it's not, and you get in now, that Coinbase effect it's still real. The Coinbase effect is still real. And there, as a matter of fact, 3 weeks ago, do you guys remember Reserve Rights, RSR? Also funded by Coinbase Ventures during their launch. It took a few years, but RSR is now on Coinbase. So wherever you see, if you look into an asset and you see that they've been funded by Coinbase Ventures and they have yet to be listed on Coinbase, then Coinbase Ventures is running them through a process. They're running them through a vetting process to make sure that the money that they put behind them is going to where it's supposed to go. So that is what makes Zebec Network so interesting, folks. And the fact that they entered the market in 2021 means that they survived the collapse of the bull run in 2021. The longest bear market in recorded history throughout 2022 and 2023. And because they've made it through that, and we've entered this administration that we have entered that is promoting US-based crypto companies to a global stage. Look, I'll tell you like this. Sometimes in crypto, and this is based on the experience that I have, seeing like 3 cycles now. Well, 2.5. No, 2. No. Nearly 2. That's not the point, though. What I'm getting at is we are at a point right now in the market cycle where everything is very quiet. People are still in a state of fear. It is in these conditions, and this is obviously not financial advice. This is coffee table talk that we're having here. In these market conditions are the best opportunities to get into low cap assets like this one, because they often benefit from massive recovery rallies. And my game plan going into this cycle is margin. If we get in here and all-time high for Zebec is 5 cents. We get in here, I'm good at 2. I'm good at 3, to be quite honest with you. But because it's at such a low price, you get in now and you have the opportunity to play with your shares a little bit. Okay? So you could get a boatload, let it run up, take out the profits and keep your principal in there. Play the margin game. That's what I'm getting at with Zebec. Now, last thing I want to share with you guys. Okay? This particular article was posted on Zebec's website. FedNow has launched a blockchain innovation. FedNow has launched as blockchain innovation delivers next generation instant payments. This was written by Lawrence Wintermeyer in September of 2023. Now, the reason I'm bringing it up to you is because of the assets they mention. Okay. Now, let me scroll down here. Yes. This gentleman describes decentralized Web3 platforms like Ripple, Stellar, and Zebec are positioning to transform the payment space by addressing the limitations of traditional payment systems to combine technology and finance seamlessly, paving the way for a new era of frictionless global payments. So, this gentleman, Lawrence Wintermeyer, has been writing for Forbes for a few years now. He's based in London and New York, focuses on fintech and digital assets. I'm just very interested in the fact that Zebec and Ripple and XLM were mentioned in the same statement. Again, something else that you just don't quite see for assets this small. All right. So with that, though, guys, that's my feelings about Zebec. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I fully believe their relationships with Stellar, USDC, at a time when Stellar is in their bag right now when it comes to the Stellar disbursement platform, the Aid Assist, which uses the Stellar disbursement platform to disperse humanitarian aid, as well as their tokenization and their relationship with Circle, extending to this Circle Payments Network. The company that Zebec is keeping has my attention. I'll just leave it at that. So with that, guys, again, let me remind you, don't forget to pick up your blockchain starter kit for 2025. Again, if you're new to the crypto space, this will give you everything you need. It's the great launch pad for you, as well as the new financial system master sheet. These companies, these networks, they move quickly. So it's good to have a document that can point you in the right direction. Now, if you want to support the channel, don't forget to download BlockMaster. It's a 28-page ebook that'll tell you everything that you need to know about blockchain technology. It pairs well with the starter kit and the new financial system master sheet because the fundamental information that you're going to get in this PDF will help you understand the types of relationships that you will see in with networks like Stellar, Ripple, XDC, Hedera, so forth and so on. So again, link to BlockMaster will be in the description under this video, as well as the pinned comment. Now, another way to support the channel, guys, check out Uphold. Number one reason, them staking rates are starting to settle, which means that they have a lot of people staking on Uphold. So you want to get in as soon as possible and start staking before those rewards begin to settle out. As it stands right now, you can stake some pretty top tier assets. Polkadot 10%, Casper you get 10%, 5.5 for Solana, 4 for Aptos. Flare's on here at 4.9, along with their testnet Songbird at 5.5. You know, not the most premier options, but it's hard to find places to stake Polkadot. Hard to find somewhere to stake Casper, Flare, and Songbird for sure. But these are very powerful networks. So if you get the chance, check out Uphold. Sign up for Uphold. Link will be in the description as well as the pinned comment. And lastly, when it comes to our retirement, listen, I'll be 33 this summer. So I'm thinking about 55. And Robinhood is helping me put some money away for that time, and I want to share that opportunity with you. So when you use the link in the description, we both get free stock. Can't get mad at that. So with that, guys, that's all I got for you in this one, and y'all know what time it is. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.